Before the review, let me tell you about my biking experience. This one, I have never rode this one. I don't own this bike. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. He's shooting his vlog over there. I told my mom we are shooting a vlog. She doesn't know what to do. So this is also not my car. Today I'll be reviewing the Speed 400 with no prior experience with bikes. कुछ बोलो.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
आपको कुछ बोलना है?
I'll do very best.
The most wholesome guy on the planet. Well, we'll give them a bad viewing experience at the light behind me. This is one day before the delivery of the Speed 400. No experience review. Hell yeah.
अबे काट इसको, अबे काट, बेइज्जती हो रही है मेरी, शक्ल देखेंगे तेरी ऑडियंस मेरी, काट इसको। तू क्या देख रहा है?
Hi. Come on, Jay. Really busy today. It's very busy.
So it is the 15th of October. This is the day I collect the bike. The dimensions are weirder than I imagined, but this is the bike that we're getting definitely. Bought a jacket as well. So what's happening now? It only has 13 kilometers on it now. Another 13 kilometers or so would be added to it, taking it home. I would like to extend gratitude to the staff. They were very kind here. Not so much on the phone, but very kind in store. So that's about it for now. Be cool. That's about it.
So, I have ridden this bike for 50 meters. Good bike. So, without experience of a super bike, it feels very powerful. It is extremely powerful. Again, zero experience review. Super powerful. It feels like I'm the white Power Ranger from SPD, the Morpher. Apart from that, I'm lucky to have an open field to test this out, because if I was on the road, I would probably drive it on walking speed. I would probably not even turn the engine on. मैं बस ऐसे चला रहा होता. But anyway, good bike. I think once I get my hands on this steady, I can actually start. Funny story, my dad drove me back from the dealership because of course मैं दो लोगों को ऐसे चला के dealership से नहीं ला पाता. So आपको हाय बोलना है तो बोल दो from the camera. Yeah, most wholesome guy. But yeah, good bike. मैं 2-3 और rounds लूँगा. I think I'll have more review stuff to say. So the bike has done almost 36 kilometers. It's the end of the day. I fucking hate these colors. I don't know why, but yeah, it's the... Okay, we'll get to that. At the end of the day, मैंने पूजा करवा दी bike की, which is amazing. For somebody who, is minimally experienced with bikes, it feels very nice. Yeah, so to reiterate, the first thing is it's very powerful. I think it amazing suspensions. And the salespeople were exceptional. They were very good. The problem is, outside of their showroom, they were so busy that they couldn't commit to any requests. No emails, no WhatsApp. We'll get to that. So we'll talk about everything from start to finish. Yeah, so I'm very secure in admitting the fact that I absolutely humiliated myself in front of the salesperson. So we were on a decline and we were taking it out of the service room, and that's how powerful the bike is. I just did not expect it to have so much in it for me to just so the ABS kicked in. The first motion this bike saw with me was the ABS struggling to accommodate my misjudgment of how powerful this bike is. So while I was going down with a and the salesperson, who has been really kind to me, and I was hyping the fact that I'm excited for this bike and making this review, he looks straight at me, then at my dad. He goes, "Oh, you'll drive it, right?" Anyway, let me just hold on, let me put this over here.
So we ended up buying this shirt as well, which is what I thought I'd wear while shooting this. Anyway, let's divide this into three parts. We'll talk about the build quality, we'll talk about the ride experience, and then the sales experience. First of all, the build. You know, as a person who is coming from like economy bikes per se, it's a very robust bike. It's slightly larger than the average economy bike, your Splendors, your Discovers. I'll say it's just slightly smaller than a classic 350, at least the tanker is, and obviously from the back it is as well. Apart from the size, it's built very well. The handles felt very sturdy. Apart from that, suspensions were amazing, but that's more of the ride quality, which let's talk about the ride quality. Again, for a person like me, powerful. It's powerful, and in the low end, it tracks very well. You know, maybe if you're like driving at like 20 or 30 and bumper to bumper on second gear, it will obviously have some hiccups. If feels like every bike has that. What felt weird was it like giving raise to it while you were on like third gear driving at like 25. It didn't like shock as much. I think that's something great. That's something great that they did. Rarely had to put my foot down except for stopping. I could just turn the bike as much as I wanted, and it would just carry me through the turn. Let's talk about the sales experience. So, sales experience, when you're in the store, even if they're busy, they will have a representative with you selling you stuff and, basically holding your hand. It's amazing. But when you're not in the store, I got a call from a representative who wanted to get the registration and all done so we could collect the bike, and they wanted our insurance. Um, to which, as any sane person would, I asked my invoice. And I got this image of an invoice. It's not even a document. Before this, they had been saying that they had been sending me the PDF, but I hadn't received it, whatever, whatever. Funniest thing is, the representative that I was in talks with, I won't name them off, obviously, they called me up and they said, hey, well, when can you come in? So I texted back. I said, "Yeah, well, is 11:30 fine?" And I got a resounding all caps no, which is weird. Not really expected for professional salespeople to be doing that. And then when we went to collect it finally today, the person I was in talks with was just not there. I mean, we knew they were there because I saw them, and then they just did not interact at all well. It feels weird and disconnected, but then again, it's their job. I'm a customer. For them, I'm the biggest asshole in the world. Obviously, if your customers are the biggest assholes, if you're working anywhere, so I don't blame them there. Apart from that, let me talk about negatives. I hate the speedometer. I don't know why. It didn't bug me at first, but when I turned the key and I was like really observing stuff, the the dashboard, it really just bugged me. Like, why is it so colorful? Why is analog so freaking colorful? And then digital so primitive. It's like they went hybrid and then they went modern and lit up the analog one, and then the digital interface was like, I love the digital interface. It was actually, hold on, it was one of these, which is wonderful. I love digital interfaces that look like that. Simple, nostalgic even. But then the analog wasn't nearly as elegant looking. Apart from that, the shape is just weird as well. It's like, it feels like a fucking little bottle opener thing that nail cutters have. But yeah, there's that. So come on, Jay, the person at the start of the vlog, he will come to our house, check out the bike. Probably will end up having, the kind of fun that we had with our Kufri and our Comic Con vlogs. But yeah, that's about it. If there's any questions you have for a newbie that may prove to be enlightening somehow, leave them in the comments. I'd love to answer those. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow with some B-roll and just some driving footage, just some general fun. But that's the review. That's capping the review there. Thanks.
I am off from work. This has been a long day, somewhat. I woke up at 7 a.m. It's 2 right now. I have to go study as well. Post which, Komonje is going to come here. I think that's where the review wraps up. I have some closing thoughts with more time with the bike. Okay, so closing thoughts. first thing I noticed was third gear is so good on this bike. Normal economy bikes have like 4 gears, right? So third already feels like the top end for like normal bikes. This bike, third gear is amazing. It feels like this is where you need to drive. Like it can really take you up like 50, 60 and like with ease. It doesn't feel like it's going fast, right? The engine is not exerting itself really. It's usually when you reach like 4th gear and 70 plus, that's when the engine starts feeling like it's, you know, struggling a bit maybe, or maybe it's just vibrating more. That's what happens. Apart from that, third gear is really good. You can really go bumper to bumper with that as well. I prefer the second gear. It's like it's what I'm used to, but as I said yesterday, like when you give race with the third gear, it's just like it's very smooth. It doesn't like jerk as much. One thing I noticed was I think there's a secret pact on the road where, you know, people with cruiser bikes would just nod at me. I don't know what's up with that. I was wearing a Steel Series helmet as well. You can see it. It's kind of in frame there. Yeah, so people would just nod at me and just race past me. Everyone who raced past me was on a fucking Splendor. A Splendor and a Porsche. What else is there? Fucking Discovery. They were like, yeah, my bike can hold up to your bike. Like, I think there's some sort of like complex with bike riders there. I'm just using it to get from point A to point B. But yeah, it's regardless of that, it was extremely fun riding this bike just as a daily driver. So I just went on another round with the bike. Man, I just couldn't stop myself, right? The fucking weird thing is, driving in Delhi is not about how well you handle a machine, okay? Driving in Delhi is about how well you can judge how stupid people are. Like, okay, this is how I know that the bike flicks well. Because I was on a busy road, going straight, right? It's like, there's a huge road right outside my house. Driving straight, I was keeping a little outside of the lane because I had to take a left, right? There was a truck parked there. He just flings his door open. I don't know what he was doing. He flings his door open. I flick my bike around, right? If I really knew how to drive super bikes, I would stop it right there. I would go to fight with him, like right there. But since, you know, I was still learning, I flipped the bike and I kept going. So I dodged a bullet there, or I dodged a door. Oh man, that guy would catch a bullet someday. Like the actual bike, he will catch a bullet someday. Like his door would just be gone. Fucking semi-truck drivers, I hate them. Come on, Jay is here. ये रहा बाइक का exhaust note. I think बहुत अच्छी साउंड करती है. मैं इंजन की कर देता हूँ. भाई सबसे पहली चीज़ देख, मैंने क्या किया, हनुमान जी का गदा लगाया अपनी स्की पे सबसे पहली चीज़. उसके बाद मौज मस्ती. डाउनफॉल आता रहेगा, मौज मस्ती नहीं रुकनी चाहिए. कम ऑन जी. भाई तू बता तेरे को कैसे लगे फिर? तो इसको So this is a certified Come On J approved Come On J bike. अबे घर क्यों बुलाया मुझे? अबे घर ही जाना था अपने. I'm Batman. That is Bat Dog.
कलर भी सेम है.
अबे नहीं, मैं पावर रेंजर और ये डॉगी कमांडर.
तालू देख फेमस हो रहा है तू भी.
आज के लिए गुड बाय. इसको गैंग वायलेंस हो रही है मेरे बाइक को लेके.
जाके ब्लॉग चेक करना है यान का, इसकी चैनल से.
इसका जाके व्लॉग मत चेक करना क्योंकि मैंने ऑलरेडी शाउट आउट दे रखा है इसको अपने व्लॉग के स्टार्टिंग में. वो काफ़ी है तेरे लिए. चलो भाई.
ये अच्छा तरीका है. अननैटी गेम.
ओ यार तू तो बन गया यार। तू पता है क्या लग रहा है हुडी के साथ पीछे से? तू रावण लग रहा है।